Through these 3 weeks of Advent, we have been reminded that we are waiting for God's promises to his people to be fulfilled. And for some reason, it's brought to my mind a children's song that we used to always sing at children's masses. God is building a house. God is building a house. God is building a house that will stand. He is building by his plan with living stones of woman and man. God is building a house that will stand. And the children would sing, we are part of this house. And so it's good that we're reminded about that, but building with stones of living woman and man, we're looking at Mary, we're looking at Joseph in these weeks of Advent. And so we have to also remember Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5, which says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. However, this is more easily said than done. Look at the gospel this fourth Sunday of Advent. Today's gospel has an angel appearing in a dream to Joseph, who's making plans to divorce Mary. What a great start for salvation history. And so the angel has to repeat to Joseph the message that he first said to Mary, which was, fear not. Fear not, Mary, you have found favor with God. You shall conceive and bear a son. Joseph, son of David, have no fear about taking Mary into your home. And these are the living stones for which God is using to build a house. We all have fears. We all have fears. And we fear partly because we know the limits of our own wisdom as we've learned what it means to try and to fail. We all know that more than we would like. But we are sometimes unknowingly used for God's purposes despite our frailties and failures. Sometimes inexplicably, often frustratingly, we are part of God's plan. Through these 3 weeks of Advent, we've been reminded that we are waiting for God's promises to his people to be fulfilled. And while we are waiting, we are not standing idle. God is using us with all our faults and fears to build a house that will stand. In the angel's words, a house of David, whose kingdom shall have no end, whose dominion will last forever, and whose name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, God Hero, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Now, how can this possibly be if we're the building blocks for this promise? Mary's words to the angel, how? I am too young. Elizabeth is too old. Joseph ponders, how can I take this woman into my home? And yet, how can I protect her from the shame of being with child before we are living together? We all have doubts and fears. They come with life because we are still a work in progress. We are all waiting to see how our life will turn out. I consider it not a scandal, but rather kind of a promise that God builds his house with us as we are constituted, with all our faults. In a wonderful poem, A Woman Wrapped in Silence, by John Lynch, it says that God enters into the frailties of our human estate with no rejection of the hearts we love with no rejection of the pain we know, the flesh we bear, or the hearts we love with. With no rejection of the pain we know, the flesh we bear, or the hearts we love with. With us, he sleeps our sleeps and dreams our dreams. And in this dream today, the angel message to Joseph is a good one for us too. Fear not.